Good morning. It looks like we are live, so let's go ahead and record. Yes, we are live. Good morning. All right. So as you know, I come on here every Wednesday. Well, maybe you don't know, but I come on here every Wednesday. My name is Tammy Workman-Lopez. My company is Sparks Hope. And my whole goal is to help people who are dealing with anxiety or stress or negative thinking, different blocks, different things they feel like they're tied down with, helping you to get those out of your way. So you're feeling good and taking care of your health and your well-being and how you're thinking about yourself, removing judgment, criticism, taking a look at where you might be showing up in perfectionism and not good enough, feeling like, that whole, fake it till I make it leaves me feeling like I'm a fake all the time, right? Imposter syndrome, different things like that. Personally, getting that out of the way. Feeling like there's conflict in your relationship, communications that's missing, misunderstanding that's going on, whether it's with your spouse or your partner, or whether it's with your kids or family. If those things are going on, you are not feeling like the way life could be feeling for you. And then if in business or an entrepreneur, you might find your boss is really just giving you a hard time. You keep picking the wrong kind of people to work with. Or as an owner, you're just finding, I'm just not being able to do what I need to do. My motivation's not there. My procrastination, there's this, there's that. There's all these different things that are blocking you. And so what I do is I do mindset reset work. I help to remove anxiety. I help to remove the negative thinking. I help to remove the extra stressors and frustrations and overwhelm, as well as any of the limiting beliefs that are happening on the subconscious level that we're really either sometimes we're just not really aware of it all, or we have an idea and we're like, yeah, I kind of know the problem, but I don't know how to fix it. And so what I do is I help you walk through various things and various tools. We take a look at emotional awareness. We take a look at subconscious awareness. We take a look at what's your superconscious? What is that even? How do I connect to things more spiritually? How do I connect to God and what it is that he has for me? And if your belief is different and you use a different term like universe, it's still connecting to that bigger part of you. That's still connecting to what created me, what created mom, dad, what created, right? We didn't just, right? Monkeys didn't keep becoming people. There's things going on that we're just like, oh, how do I get connected and understand more about my spiritual being, right? Because I'm not just this human fleshy body. You're more than that. So getting connected to your mind, your body, your spirit, and even your superconscious, as well as understanding what's going on the conscious level, subconscious level, understanding all of these various things can help you break things down, help you to understand what's going on in your mind, with your body, what's your body holding on to, how it can release that stuff and let that go. So I'm going to go ahead and share something with you that you can take a look at. And if this is something that you would like to also receive, then just let me know and I'll make sure that you get a copy of it tomorrow. It's going to be up and offered. So you can just comment here. Let's see, I'm sharing the screen. Okay, so you should be seeing it now. So if it's something that you're interested in, just type in the chat, I'd like the infographic, or definitely ready to get it, or whatever it is you want to type in the comments to say, give me that, I need that, I want that. And then also when you get this, you get a breakthrough call with me as well. And so just make sure that you get that for yourself. Now, these are not in any particular order, but as I go through them, you'll be able to see how they are so important, and you can allow yourself to make sure that you're able to practice them. So if you have something going on and you're like, oh, that's really good information, but you don't know how to use it, it's not really very helpful. It's just a nice thing. The idea is we want to make sure that this is something that you can use and it's not just some nice thing that you have. Okay, so let me go ahead and move that out of the way. So it's not blocking anything. So I share things in there. Okay, so this stuff should be out of your way. And you shouldn't have anything interfering with that out of the way for you as well. Okay. Now, there is a guide that I have for you. There's 2 of them. They're freebies that I want you to be able to take a look at, and I'm going to drop them in the Facebook link for you. Let me go ahead and do that right now, actually. And as I'm talking about them, then you can go over them. All right, let me go ahead. Now, this one here is going to be going over emotions and understanding boundaries. The idea of what this does is it helps you to be able to create a revival in your relationship with others, with yourself, with your business, with money, anything that you've got going on that you want to improve your relationship with. The idea is you're reviving, what is it that I'm feeling? What is it that I need? What is it that my emotions are telling me? And as you're able to do that, you're able to see that all of the emotions are good. Every single one of them, even if they feel negative, or they feel bad, they're really not. They just feel that way. And so understanding that that's just an emotion, and that the emotion is there to guide you actually helps you. So you'll see it here. It's called Revive Your Relationship Blueprint. And it's going to go over the specifics of what your emotions are and what they need. Now, these tools that I'm sharing with you, I like to say, people give you good advice, but if they don't show you how, you want to choke them out. So don't feel like you want to choke me out, okay? Because when I'm sharing this with you, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to set a breakthrough call. I want you to start doing sessions with me so you can actually learn how to implement this into your life. Having something in your head and knowing it is one thing. Having it in your life and practicing it so you can understand it, and it can help you break up any of these old patterns that you're doing, that's everything. So make sure that you're not just getting these tools because they're tools to have. That could be very frustrating. Make sure that you're getting them with the intention of, I'm going to connect with Tammy so I can use these. Okay. So number 1 actually helps you with that. So then you can see what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're thinking, how to set boundaries. And what that means is asking for what you need, sharing how you feel, and then being able to communicate with the other person. Well, what do you think? What do you need? What do you hear me saying? Now, you might be like, that's not me. I don't talk like that. I don't do that. I don't even know how to talk like that with other people. That's why I want you to be able to work with me so we can start implementing this together. I have had various families. So, for example, I had Colton, who allows for me to share, and just being able to see that now the family is having smooth conversations, not having arguments, being able to hear each other out, not having anxiety come up all the time, instead feeling good and relieved and happy and content, right? And why not have that when you're 17, 18 years old? Then you have these tools to be able to practice for the rest of your life. And those same tools being able to now be shared with the family, with the parents, with the siblings. Now everybody's working on the same page. You can have that same thing. I've had entrepreneurs that I've worked with, right? So for example, with Julie, having high anxiety, not being able to do certain things, not feeling motivated, feeling very much afraid, walking through these things, sometimes even both of us together making phone calls so we can take a look at what is it that's stopping her, what's blocking her, bringing in another client to help where that stuck experience was. And so then it's not personal at all. Bringing in the relationship, like, okay, so these are areas where you can practice these tools, and in relationship was where she wanted to practice that. So she was practicing it with herself and practicing it with her spouse. And so it's able to create such a change in every direction because you're practicing it in every direction. And so you don't have to feel afraid of it. So number 2 is what I was talking about, and being able to address the negative emotions. Let me go ahead and share that with you as well. That's another freebie that I'd like for you to be looking at while we're talking. And this is Breakthrough Negative Thinking Blueprints. And I put that in the comments for you just now as well. So you've got both of those. And those of you who might be on a different platform and you're not seeing those comments, just go ahead, write to the Facebook group, and you'll be able to see everything right there. You can also look at it on my personal page and you'll be able to see that information right there. The idea is I want to make sure that you get this. This is not something I'm just sharing because I like to share information, although I do like to share information. I'm actually doing this because I want you to have the changes in your life. Now, again, it has to take practice. You're not supposed to know this stuff all by yourself. So don't get upset if you feel like, oh, I don't know it. I don't know how to do it. It just seems too much. You can't expect a baby to get out of the crib and go drive to get milk. So don't expect that of yourself. It's not cool. Okay. All right. So what I'd like for you to do as well, before we continue, is I'd like for you to click at the bottom right hand, share. I'd like for you to share this so that way it gets out to people. I'd like for you to join me on the mission of helping people to realize they do not have to be stuck in their negative thinking or their fear or their frustration or their conflict in their life, their relationship, their business, their career. It does not have to be. There are so many people living in anxiety and fear and worry and anger, and they don't have to live there. When they're allowing themselves to shift their thinking and shift how they see something, it changes everything. And so that's why I do this work, because I myself also lived in that. I lived in anxiety. I lived from the age of like about 4, that's what I remember, all the way to right when I turned 15. Life was not good. Life was really miserable. And I thought about not living every single day, whether God could do it or I could do it, or and there was just so many thoughts around not wanting to be here and making other people's lives better if I were just not here, and just a lot of that stuff. But now understanding that those are just thoughts and they don't have to frighten me, and they don't mean that I want to hurt myself. Not really. I just wanted that pain to stop. And sometimes it doesn't even come up like that, like to that extent. It's just like, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to go through this again. And it's just heavy, heavy, heavy on a soul. And so if we can get this information out there to people, they can be out of that heaviness, out of that dread, out of that pain, right? And this actually helps come out of physical pain, because when we're so heavy in our mind, that weight wears on our body and it tightens everything even tighter. So it makes things that hurt even more. And when we're thinking such negative, the body can't really get into a frequency or a space or an energy of healing itself or relaxing or feeling better, because it's so stuck over here. It doesn't know how to get out. But when we're able to have the tools to know how, when we're able to have somebody practice with us to keep moving us out over and over and over again, it's like, oh, okay. So even if that comes up now, by the way, because it does for me, those things still come up. I have other clients, once we do the work, it doesn't come up for them at all. And that's okay. Everybody's different. For me, they still do come up. But once they come up, it's like, oh, I know how to work with that. I'm okay. If I'm having struggles, it's okay. It'll last a day. I know I'll be able to work myself through this and feel better tomorrow, because I know it. I've been doing it. And when I work with my clients, I can help them know the same thing, because they'll be doing it. I'll be practicing it with them. Okay, so you have that for number 2. Number 2 is being able to notice those thoughts, write down those thoughts without being upset. And a lot of my clients, I have to do it with them because they don't know how. Right? They can write it down. Yeah, they know how to do that, but they don't know how to not get caught up in the emotions and feel terrible as they're doing it. So I guide them through so then they could see how and not have to be worried and be like, oh, okay, it's just a thought. Or, oh, that's just a thought from yesterday. It doesn't have anything to do with today or years ago. It doesn't have anything to do with right now, but I had it that it did. And when I thought about it, I had to re-experience it, where now you don't have to re-experience it at all. And as I'm walking through, showing how that's possible, then they're able to release it and let it go. Before then, they didn't know how. So there's not anything wrong with you, just like there was nothing wrong with them. They just didn't know how. That's all. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Do let me know of any questions that you're having or any concerns that you're having. I want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. So please do let me know. And if this is bringing up any ahas for you, also let me know, because I want to be able to address any questions or concerns or celebrate with you, because this is amazing work, guys. Not everybody takes this stuff on. They just sort of blow through life and not really think about things. And you're taking it on. you're really looking at things. You're really looking to make a difference in your life and in the things that you're doing. And so we get to honor that. And you get to really own the difference that you're making in your life. Okay. All right, cool beans. So I'm just checking to see if there's any questions, and I'm not seeing any questions so far. Thank you guys for the hearts. I really do appreciate that. Okay, and I do see a couple shares. Thank you guys so much for doing that as well. Let's see. I'm also going to share. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I do see a question, which is, you know, how do I know if I'm practicing this correctly? And that's where I would say I do a free breakthrough call. Reach out to me. You can go to sparkshope.life/book online, and you could set up a session, or you can call my number. You'll see it in the information. And because sometimes if something schedules or reschedules, it's not going to be on the calendar, but I know it's available. So you can reach out to me and we can make sure that you get that. If you need something right away, or if you're like, hey, I don't see anything available, then just let me know, because I could sometimes also move stuff around. All right, cool beans. Yeah, so I would need to know specifically what it is that you're wanting to work on, or what's going on for you, so that way I can, I'll be able to address whatever that concern is. So then what we do is we take a look at where you are now, and then we take a look at what you've done next. And that shows us progress. You're able to see how you're improving and not improving. But oftentimes, again, you have tools, but you don't know how to implement them. And so I'll actually help you to practice implementing them. And then you'll know for sure that you have those results that you deserve. Yeah, cool beans. All right. So we just talked about how these things can really wear us down and really get into our body. And so number 3, you'll actually begin to see. So for me, I feel it in my throat when my throat gets tight. I feel it in my shoulders. I feel it in my back. I have some clients who feel it like they get headaches and they get tension down their neck. I have other clients where it's in their arms and they get a lot of cramping up in their biceps, triceps. I've had other clients where it's in their feet or it's in their fingers. It's just different for every single person. I've also had clients that, and even for myself, like I feel a lot of pain when I'm stressing in my joints. And in my teeth. So everybody's different. So allow yourself, as you're going through that, to begin to pay attention to what's going on to your body. And as you're learning these tools with me, breathing into it. Like, okay, I feel tension in my shoulders and my neck. I'm breathing into it. Literally, I'm thinking about the areas of my neck. And when I breathe, breathing the energy toward that. Like, and saying the words, find words that are good, that are supportive for you. Like, I'm relaxing my shoulders, I'm releasing, I'm breathing in love, I'm breathing in acceptance, I'm breathing out any stress, I'm breathing out any overwhelm, I'm breathing out any judgment. And then you can also do what I like to call, or not what I like to call, but what I like to use called boxed breathing. And you pick a certain number, so 3, and you can breathe in 3, breathe out 3. No, I'm just using 3, but it's usually a deeper number. The best way to find out is that as you breathe in, count. That was more of a 5. And out. To 10. So I'm going to breathe in on 5 and I'm going to hold. So now breathe in on 5. Hold. 5 is about right for hold. Breathe out. And then I said 10 was out. And then hold again. And then that'll be whatever that is. So I'm going to breathe out. But I'm going to hold. 5's good there. Lost my breath. So for me, it's good. 5 in, 5 hold, 10 out, 5 hold, right? And I'll do it with you. And normal breath, breathing again. So some people, they just say 6. So I'm just going to do 6 and that's it. 6 in, hold 6, out 6, hold 6. I do it to what works for me. It's a little bit different since I'm talking, but that actually helps to notice how your body's doing, relaxing your body. Allow yourself to do any particular stretching around any area that feels tense or tight. So for me, it's a lot of stretching with my neck because that's where I hold a lot of my tension. And a lot of times we stretch once and then we say we stretch. So let yourself do it throughout the day. Do it like 5 times one way, 5 times the other way, 5 times this way, 5 times this way. And so it really allows you to get stretched out and be slow and gentle with it, because if it's super tight, then you might end up hurting yourself again if you try to throw your weight around on something that's tight. You can also get up and you can do your stretching with your arms and your torso. You can allow yourself to reach back and reach forward. So whatever area is stressed. So when I'm doing that, it's actually also working my torso. I can turn and stretch. I can turn and stretch. I could bend down. I could touch my toes. As I'm sitting here, I can cross my leg over and lean down and stretch my booty, my glutes, my thighs. So there's a lot of different things that helps you to release that within your body. So notice where you feel it and practice the stretches that you need. And again, if you're not really sure because you haven't been connecting, those would be part of the things that we work on together. And then number 4, what we were talking about with number 1 is being able to understand your emotions. And in the process of understanding your emotions, when you share with someone, I feel blank, so I feel this particular emotion, and I feel this way because I was thinking this. There's 2 things when you own that. You own that emotion came because of what I thought. And when you did this and said that, that's when I thought this and felt that. So it's helping the person understand that you're talking about their behavior, you're not attacking them, right? Okay, great. Now again, this is something that takes practice, so don't feel like you have to be stuck in just this and there's no other way around figuring it out and you got to do it on your own. That's hocus pocus, right? You need to allow yourself to ask for support. You deserve it. And allow yourself to realize you don't have to do these things alone. As you're getting that help, it helps you to grow faster. It makes things easier. You're both carrying it together, all right? So I hope these things have helped you. And I would like to invite you to, let me share this page. You share here. Yeah, there we go. I'd like to invite you to an event that we're about to have in just a moment, where I'm going to go into this information much deeper. And it's Women's Prosperity Network, and you'll be able to see, let me go ahead and get you the registration link. And then you can join us and you could ask even more questions and you can get even more involved. And I'm going to go ahead and stop share. And I'm going to put this information in the comments for you so you can get registered, and you can register all the way up until 9 o'clock today. I had also posted this on my sites, so that way it was also available. So you may have already registered and that's okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Let me delete that. Yes. Wait, oh, you're not deleting. Okay, and let me go back to the other one, make sure I get you the right thing. Okay, cool beans. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for taking care of yourselves. Thank you for looking into this information. There are so many people who they just don't know about this stuff. So I would love if you can join me on this mission of being able to share this, get this information out, helping people help themselves, right? Why not? They deserve it, and so do you. So I look forward to working with you guys. Do reach out to me, sparkshope.life/book-online. All right, you guys, big squishy hugs. You take care of you. I hope to see you in just a few moments with Women's Prosperity Network. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao for now.